Welcome back to Grapplefuck, everyone. We are covering Maurice Greene against Greg Hardy. Just as a quick update, we did a previous video on Mahmoud Muradov against Kevin Holland. Muradov, unfortunately, he's tested positive for COVID, so he's out. Some debutants in, I can't remember the guy's name, but we're focusing on Maurice Greene against Greg Hardy today. Greg, Prince of War Hardy. I didn't realize that was his nickname. Prince of War.
Your wife beater Hardy.
Wife beater Hardy. Low blow.
Well, I don't know if she was his wife, maybe girlfriend, but you know, he beat her up.
Yeah.
And look at those eyes, man. Those are the eyes of a.
Oh, he's definitely a psychopath.
Yeah, for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Please subscribe, please like, and help us grow, people. We're dying out here. No, I'm joking. No, please subscribe and like. And we put a lot of effort into these videos, and we hope you enjoy them. If we haven't picked up on anything, please do comment, and we'll get back to you. But let's get into this. So Maurice Greene's 9-5. Greg Hardy's 8-2. Greg Hardy is, as many of our American viewers will know, is from an American football background. Started MMA very late, but to coin a phrase from Dominic Reyes, he's an athlete. Put it that way.
He is, yeah.
Yeah. So they're around the same size. Greene's 2 inches taller. Greg Hardy's a lot of power, although his last 2 or 3 fights have gone to decisions. Greene's got a few subs on his record. He's only BJJ blue belt, but he's got a few subs. Significant strikes. So they both got a positive differential. A decent positive differential. Looks like Hardy's is better. And Hardy's defense is better as well. Takedown defense, both the same. Submission average, Greene goes for more. Makes sense. What are your initial thoughts, Andrew?
Well, let's talk about Greg, wife beater Hardy. As you said, he's a relative newcomer, transitioned very late into MMA, but he's doing really well. He's got a natural talent. He's naturally explosive, naturally powerful. He's agile for a heavyweight. He's very tall. He's 6'5". He's got a very long reach at 80 inches, which is incidentally is the same as Maurice Greene's, because at first sight Maurice Greene looks to be the longer, taller fighter, but he's not.
Same. I thought Maurice Greene had a slight advantage. He's got 2 inch reach advantage.
2 inches. Okay.
Yeah, that's not much.
Yeah. So Greg Hardy, he's getting better all the time. He's got an awful lot of KOs on his record. As you said, his last 2 fights have gone to decision, which I'm wondering, because he's actually getting better at boxing, he's getting more technical and more controlled. Maybe that's why he's going to decision a little bit more. Because if you're an unsophisticated striker, just relying on power and explosivity, and you're swinging these left hooks, yeah, you'll knock out some people who aren't necessarily the greatest MMA fighters. But yeah,
that's a very good point. Yeah.
But of course, against fighters like Volkov, he's
a very good fighter.
He really is. And Greg Hardy did really well in that fight. Greg Hardy was landing the jab.
Right?
Yeah,
wasn't there some kind of controversy in Halergate or whatever?
That was the fight before against.
Oh, that was the fight before, and that got overturned, right?
Yeah.
But there were no issues with stamina in that fight. Well, let's check the stats.
He looked fine to me.
So this is Greg Hardy, Volkov. So Volkov outlanded him quite substantially, 86-46.
I'm not too worried about that, to be honest, because it's Volkov, and Volkov has he lands, an awful lot.
Yeah. The thing is, Volkov is the same height as Greene, but Greene is not. He's just not the MMA fighter that Volkov is.
No, definitely not.
Doesn't have that sophistication about him. Doesn't have the experience. Volkov's had nearly 40 fights now. That is ridiculous.
Yeah. So Greg Hardy did really well in that fight against Volkov. I mean, considering he was a last-minute replacement, and Volkov is Volkov, right? And Greg Hardy's a newcomer. Greg Hardy did really well. He was landing that jab a lot. He was landing some left hooks. He was landing some right hooks, and he was closing that distance. You know, he's closing that gap really nicely. So yeah, he lost. He got outstruck, and he lost the fight. But he put in a very creditable performance. Yeah, all his other fights in the UFC, he's looked good. We've seen the power, we've seen the explosivity. He's putting guys to sleep, and he's getting better every time. And I think in between the fights, you can see him improve. You know, he spent a lot. I think he sleeps at ATT. He actually lives there, so he's putting in an awful lot of time. You know,
he's at ATT. I didn't know that.
I think it's ATT, but don't quote me on that. But anyway, so we've seen some. We can see him getting better. We can see him evolving. He's added kicks to his game. He's added some slips. Obviously, there's still a long way to go. He still tends to land, you know, single shots. You know, the jab and the left hooks. We don't see many combinations. We're not seeing the best counter punching. So he's still got a long way to go. But at heavyweights, if you've got a good jab and you can close the distance quickly and you've got that power, you know, you're doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, given that he's only been doing this for 2 or 3 years, he's doing very well. And, you know, give him another 2 or 3 years, it'll be interesting to see where he gets to. And also, it looks like he can, you know, he can take a punch. He's durable. Doesn't get put away, which we always like to see at heavyweight, because these guys all hit hard, pretty much. So we know what Greg Hardy brings to the table. He's evolving. Unfortunately, he beats women, but we'll leave that aside for now. Let's go to Maurice Greene.
It's good practice, right?
It's good. For fuck's sake. That was a joke, people. That was a joke.
Very, very bad joke. Bad taste.
Yeah, so Maurice Greene, he gets quite a lot of subs. He doesn't seem to be the best striker in the world. Although he does have a positive strike differential, which I like to see.
Yeah, what is it? 4.31 to 3.96. Okay. It's almost even.
So he's got two subs in the UFC. He's also been subbed and he's also been KO'd. And a lot of these fights are quite low volume fights. Decentish volume for heavyweight, actually. But yeah, I don't think his striking is quite there yet in comparison to Hardy. I think Hardy's a better striker overall. More explosive, more power. He's more agile. Maurice is slower. And it looks like he doesn't go for takedowns as well. So,
yeah, Maurice Greene has got a long reach, which he does use, unlike some other heavyweights. He does pump the jab. He does maintain distance, at least most of the time, just by pumping that jab. He throws front kicks at range, which, you know, kind of maintain the distance and score points. His striking, I'll say, is pretty basic. He doesn't slip or counter much. You know, occasionally you'll see him slip and counter, but it's not a big part of his game. More often than not, he'll just get hit and then just kind of move backwards or shell up, which is a sign of simplistic striking. He does have power, not you know, huge power, but he did KO Junior Albini. He did knock him out.
We should note that everyone in this weight division has power. They've all got KOs on their records.
Yeah. So one KO on your record is not an amazing thing.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
His grappling, he's not the best grappler, but he's got a couple of submissions, as you said. He got a weird one in his last fight against Jan Vellante, which I was super annoyed about because I bet on Jan Vellante, and Jan Vellante won that fight up until like the final seconds when he got submitted by Maurice Greene.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was outstriking him according to this, 72 to 63.
Yeah. The Jan Vellante...
He knocked him down once as well, apparently.
Yeah, so at the end of that fight, Jan Vlanti was on top of him, exhausted
Yeah.
apparently. Then Maurice Greene got him in some weird, was it an arm triangle from the bottom? Which
Yeah, it says arm triangle here.
which he shouldn't have submitted to. I just think he was exhausted. So I think
Well,
Maurice
what's an arm
Greene.
triangle?
I looked this up today. I've never done it.
You've never done it in BJJ.
If you're on bottom and somebody's on top of you in like side control, for example, you get their arm around their neck, and you basically just do that. And squeeze.
Oh, people have done that to me in sparring.
Really?
Just to make it clear, I basically did no-gi combined with MMA guys, so I'm not as familiar with the terminology. Andrew does gi BJJ, but yeah, people have got me in that. Yeah,
I haven't heard about that. I mean, I'm not by any stretch of the imagination a BJJ expert.
Andrew's a brown belt, if anyone wants to know.
Yeah.
Let's just go with that.
Yeah. So yeah, I'd never seen that, and apparently, according to some guys on YouTube, that was a really weird one that you shouldn't really tap to be honest. I don't know. But are you sure you've been submitted by that when you're on?
No, I haven't been submitted, but people have got me in that position, and I've just I haven't tapped. Yeah.
But with you on top of them.
Yeah, me on top of them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless I'm thinking about this incorrectly, which I may be, because I'm in no way a sophisticated grappler. It may have been something else, but people have tried to do that to me, and I've been on top of them, and then they've tried to kind of do what you just mentioned. Fuck, I dropped my Fitbit. Fuck. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, so Maurice Greene has some submissions. He's obviously got some reasonable level of jiu-jitsu, but I don't think it's enough to be offensive or enough to cause Greg Hardy any problems.
Well, yeah, he doesn't really go for takedowns as well.
But he's got literally 0% takedown accuracy.
Yeah.
So that's not going to be a problem. So just in terms of how these guys sort of interact, how they're going to clash, I think Maurice Greene is going to want to keep this at range. That's a bit of a problem because he doesn't really have such a huge height or reach advantage in this fight.
He's not that much bigger than him, no.
Yeah, so typically he just pump the jab, throw some kicks up the middle, and just kind of pick people off. I don't think it's going to work at all against Greg Hardy. I think Greg Hardy is going to close that distance pretty easily with the jab or coming in with a left hook, and I think he's going to give Maurice Greene some problems.
Yeah, same here, and it could potentially be a late KO or TKO. I don't think it will happen in the first round. I think Greg Hardy, as you said, is more measured now.
Mm-hmm.
But he could definitely like TKO KO him in the third. Be interesting to see what the odds are for this going to decision or a KO happening, whatever it is. I'm assuming Greg Hardy is the favorite in this.
Let's have a look, shall we? Yeah, I can just see Greg Hardy closing that distance, landing some big shots, and just
giving him serious trouble.
Yeah, and even if he doesn't knock him out, then just get Maurice Greene going backwards and looking, pretty desperate. Okay, yeah. So
the only thing that I'm unsure about in this is what's Hardy's BJJ like? Because I can't remember him being on the floor in any of his fights.
He ended up on the floor against Juan Adams. But I don't remember what exactly happened there. I don't think he's ever had any problems on the floor, but I don't think he's ever been taken down.
Check that now. His takedown defense is really high.
What is it?
83%. 83%.
That's very high.
That might align with his American football background.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also doesn't go for takedowns, but that makes a lot of sense. He's started very, very late. When did Maurice start? Okay, Maurice started a long time ago. So let's
Let me
see.
give you these odds,
Takedowns.
Walid.
So he's only been taken down once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this fight stays standing, basically.
Yeah. I don't think Maurice will be able to take him down. Maurice is a kickboxer. He comes from a kickboxer background.
Yeah,
yeah kickboxer.
Yeah.
If any of these guys ever see us, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. Some of the smaller ones we could probably give some trouble. But...
Maybe a flyweight, but to be fair, if
maybe a flyweight, yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe.
That's a great discussion for another time. But if Maurice Greene had his skill set and was our size, we could take him potentially.
Possibly. I mean, I've done MMA for about 2 years. I did kickboxing when I was younger for 1.5 years. You've done martial arts for about 2 or 3 years as well. We've both been to relatively good martial arts schools. Possibly, yeah, our size. Yeah, if he was about 6 foot and about 80 kilos, about 180 pounds, so 70 pounds less.
Yes, if he was a completely different human being, we might.
Yeah, if he was just a completely different human being, yeah, we might have a chance.
Yeah. But my point is that he just sucks, right? He's not very good.
The standard at heavyweight is just not good. We've been through this before.
It's really
it's not good. It's a very thin division.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry. What are the odds?
Okay, so Greg Hardy is a minus 333 favorite.
Wow.
Maurice Greene is a plus 240 underdog.
Okay. And what are the odds for it going to decision?
1 second. Plus 240.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm going to put Greg Hardy in the safe come.
In the safe come?
Yeah, probably.
Can you show me Greg Hardy's stats? So he lands 4.482. Okay, that's definitely a better striking differential for Hardy. Yeah, I mean, I definitely think Greg Hardy wins, like 70% of the time.
We don't usually put heavyweights in the safe come, do we? That's the thing.
We don't.
Yeah.
I don't know whether this goes in the safe come or the risky come. Just because, yeah, as you said, it's heavyweight.
Well, I mean, given the change of opponent today, this new guy, this debutant coming in with a record of 11-6 against fucking Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland's probably going to starch this guy very quickly.
Yeah.
I think we've got some other picks for the safe come.
Yes. So exactly, that's the kind of fight you want in the safe come. That's a very safe fight.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
a safe fight.
I'm not saying this one isn't safe.
It's heavyweight though, right? That's always the problem with heavyweight. It's just that it's a cliche, but literally one punch can change it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I always hate putting light heavyweight and heavyweight fights in the safe come. But middleweight, some guy coming in on 1 week's notice against Kevin Holland. I mean, same thing happened to Joaquin Buckley, and he's a very good fighter, and Holland fucked him up. So and this guy doesn't have a particularly good record. So I think we've got other options for the safe come. But we've veered off there a bit onto another fight. But yeah, official predictions. I've got the Prince of War 3rd round finish, TKO KO.
I feel like this could be a KO win for Hardy. I feel like it could also go to decision.
I'm just trying to make it a bit sexy.
Yeah, I'm going to say decision win for Hardy.
For Hardy. Yeah, most of his fights have been decisions lately. Yeah, okay. All right, anything else to add?
No, not really. I quite like this card so far. I know you don't like
Yeah,
the
it's not.
Uriah Hall Anderson Silva fight. I think that's a fun.
Yeah,
It's not a serious fight. It's a fun fight.
yeah, it's a fun fight. As we said in the prediction video, we think Hall will win, but it would be good to see Silva, ride off into the sunset with a win. But I'm not sure what's going on with these Brazilians. They just don't want to retire for some reason.
But why not? I mean, if you're a legend of the game and people still want to see you fight, then just why not keep going? I mean, there's some guys like
that's a good one.
CTE. That's a good one, yeah.
Yeah. I'm
But
just
you
throwing it out there.
That fight against Paul Craig and Shogun Hua. That's one Brazilian I don't need to see fight ever again.
Well, they're fighting again.
Yeah,
November the 21st, I believe.
Nobody cares about that.
Yeah.
At least
Paul Craig's got zero. Well, not zero striking. He's British. I should be kinder. Striking is basic compared to other light heavyweights. However, his BJJ is ridiculously high level.
I think his BJJ is high level. I just think he's just very good with triangles and submissions off his back.
Yeah.
I've seen him get
for BJJ. Yeah.
Well, with BJJ, there's more to BJJ than submitting people off your back. There's top control. There's the scramble. There's a few different elements to it.
Yeah, well, you know more about this stuff than I do. But yeah, I know it's a decent card. It's a decent card. Yeah, and that Muradov change, that's pretty good for the come. So
the odds aren't out for that one yet. Let me check a different betting side.
Yeah, I think he just got replaced. I think he just got the call probably today. Bobby Greene is also on this card.
Yeah, against Thiago Moises. He's a decent jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah, Bobby Greene's a good boxer.
I don't know if the odds should be that short for Bobby Greene.
What are they?
Bobby Greene is a minus 333 favorite.
Yeah, I think it's because what is he on, a 3-4 fight win streak? 3-fight win streak? What is he on?
Well, yeah, let's look at his record.
Yeah, we should probably put a timestamp in this as we've veered off.
Yeah.
But
I just don't know if Bobby Greene is that good.
I think he's on. Let me check.
So he's beaten Alan Patrick this year. He's beaten Lando Venata, who's not the best fighter. Then before that, earlier this year as well, he beat Clay Guida, who is washed up.
Yeah, he's definitely washed up.
Then before that, he lost to Francisco Trinaldo and Drakkar Close.
Oh, so yeah, he is on a 3-fight win streak. All unanimous decisions as well. I'm not too familiar with Thiago Moises. He's saying he's a high-level BJJ guy.
That's my understanding, yeah.
He's got a negative striking differential.
That's never good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that one.
He got ankle lock against Michael Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, in that fight, he got outstruck 27-1. Wow. And then he ankle locked him. Yeah.
So he may have literally no striking.
Bobby Greene throws a lot of output, dude. 115 punches, 110 punches, 93 punches. 85 punches. His landing per minute is 5.13. I can see why he's such a favorite in this.
Yeah.
Because his takedown defense is very good too.
Makes sense. Depends on the ground game. I need to learn more about Bobby Greene's ground game.
Yeah, same. Yeah, because if he does get taken down, there's always the possibility he could get submitted. Has he got he's got a submission win. He's been submitted before as well. Long time ago, should be said.
Can you go on to Tiger Moises' stats? Yeah, can you scroll down?
He really he gets outstruck quite a lot.
Not in all of the fights.
Well, I mean, this one.
Yeah, and the bottom one.
And the bottom one, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was, yeah, that's, who is this guy?
That's the Contender Series.
Yeah, I mean, God knows who this is. Oh, so.
But yeah, it's remarkable how these BJJ guys have no boxing ability whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, but BJJ requires no hand-eye coordination at all.
Yeah, yeah. We'll have to look into this a bit more, but from an initial look, it looks like Bobby Greene may have this. It could possibly go into the safe come as well, although the odds are quite not great, but yeah. He's been very active, hasn't he, Bobby Greene?
Yep.
Whereas Thiago's fought once this year, he's fought 3 times. Yeah, well, there you go, folks. We've both got, sorry, we've veered off a bit, but we've both got Greg Hardy to win against Maurice Greene. I think he'll get him out of there in the 3rd round. And Andrew?
Greg Hardy to win by decision.
There you go. Please like, please subscribe. We've also got an Instagram page, GrappleFK_media. Please follow that. We put up various things on there, all sorts of stuff. Have a good night if you're in the UK. Have a good evening or afternoon, whichever it is in the US. Wherever you are in the world, have a great day. Take care. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.